Dear students, in the previous video lecture, I discussed the concept of resonance in series and parallel RLC circuit. In this video lecture, I am going to continue the same topic and then we'll also discuss some numericals on resonance. So let's start with the first topic. We have to derive the expression of omega L and omega H, that means lower cutoff frequency and upper cutoff frequency for series RLC circuit. So first let me draw the graph. This is current versus omega. Here you saw that the graph was like this, and this is your omega naught, this is your omega L, this is your omega H. Clear? And at this point your current is I naught. At this point current is I naught by root 2. Your current is I naught by root 2. So here the current is I naught by root 2. Here the current is I naught. So for I naught it was equal to V divided by Z. V divided by Z, and here Z was equal to R. Z was equal to R. So here if you write Z at this point, that means at cutoff frequencies, at half power frequency. At half power frequency, if you write the value of Z effective, so it will be equal to how much? It will be equal to V divided by I naught divided by root 2. That means root 2 into V by I naught. So root 2 into V by I naught means what? V by I naught is your R. So here you will write root 2 into R. That means at half power frequency the effective impedance is equal to root 2 into R. So what does it mean? It means at half power frequency. At half power frequency, if you write Z effective, so it is equal to Z effective is equal to R plus J omega L minus J divided by omega C. Clear? This is Z effective. Now if you find the magnitude of this part, so magnitude will be how much? If you find magnitude, so magnitude will be equal to Z effective, it will be equal to R square plus omega L minus 1 upon omega C whole square. This will be the Z magnitude of Z effective, and it will be equal to how much? It will be equal to root 2 into R. So from here you write R square plus omega L minus 1 upon omega C square will be equal to 2R square. From here you can write omega L minus 1 upon omega C whole square will be equal to R square. So from here you get omega L minus 1 upon omega C will be equal to how much? Plus minus R. It will be equal to plus minus R. Now you are getting two values of omega here. So one value will be lower cutoff frequency, another will be higher cutoff frequency. So which one will be lower cutoff frequency? See, if it is omega L minus 1 upon omega C equal to minus R. If it is equal to minus R, so another expression will be omega L plus 1 upon omega C will be equal to plus R. So now we have to check if omega L is less, then if omega is less, then omega 1 by omega will be more. So that means if you are taking lower cutoff frequency, so lower cutoff frequency will suit in this first expression, then it will come minus. Now second expression is omega L minus 1 by omega C. If omega is higher, then this value will be positive, so here it will be plus R. Clear? So here it is expression for omega 1. We can also replace by omega 1 or omega 2. Omega 1 is lower cutoff frequency, omega 2 is higher cutoff frequency. So now we have to write the expression for omega 1. So how will you write the expression for omega 1? See, here what will happen from equation 1? From equation 1 you will write omega 1 square into LC minus 1 equal to minus R omega 1C. So from here you will write omega 1 square LC plus omega 1 RC minus 1 will be equal to 0. From here omega 1, if you write omega 1 square plus omega 1 into R by L, omega 1 into R by L minus 1 upon LC will be equal to 0. From here the expression of omega 1 will be minus R by L plus minus under root R by L square plus 4 upon LC divided by 2. Now what will happen? You will divide by 2, so here it will be minus R by L. Now see, what about plus minus? If you are taking minus, then omega will become negative. So negative frequency is not possible. So here you will have to consider plus term only. Plus 2. This 2 will go under square root. So here it will be R upon 2L whole square plus 1 upon LC. Plus 1 upon LC. So this is the expression of lower cutoff frequency. This is the expression of minus R by 2L plus this. So this is the expression of lower cutoff frequency omega L. Similarly, if you write the expression for upper cutoff frequency, so upper cutoff frequency, the expression will be minus R upon 2L. Here it will be plus. So R upon 2L plus R upon 2L plus under root R upon 2L square plus 1 upon LC. So this will be the expression for higher cutoff frequency. That means in the examinations, if they are giving you the value of R, L and C, and if they are asking you to find the value of lower cutoff frequency and higher cutoff frequency, so you can apply these two formulas. From here you can easily find the value of W1 and W2. Clear? Next, let us take a different type of circuit, and there we have to write the condition of resonance. Now let us take a circuit like this. This is RL, this is L, this is RC, this is C. Now in this circuit you have to write the expression of resonance. So here see, again these two branches are connected to a common supply. That means these two branches are connected in parallel. So if in a circuit only parallel branches are there, then you have to write the expression for admittance. Clear? So let us write the expression for admittance. So admittance will be Y will be equal to admittance of this branch. It will be RL plus J omega L plus 1 divided by RC plus RC minus J by omega C. J by omega C. Now what we have to do? We'll have to rationalize these two terms. That means here for a condition of resonance we'll have to make imaginary terms equal to 0. So what will you do? Here you will write RL minus J omega L divided by, that means you are multiplying the numerator and denominator by RL minus J omega L. So here it is RL square plus omega square L square plus RC plus J upon omega C divided by RC square plus 1 upon omega square C square. Clear? So now what will you do? The real term and there will be imaginary term. So I am writing the real term. Real term is coming RL divided by RL square plus omega square L square plus RC divided by RC square plus 1 upon omega square C square. This is the real term plus imaginary term is coming like J into 1 upon omega C divided by RC square plus omega square C square plus here it will be minus omega L divided by RL square plus omega square L square will be this is the imaginary term. So now what happens at resonance imaginary term will be 0. So if imaginary term is 0, that means this term will be 0. So let us take the LCM. Here it is coming RC square plus 1 upon omega square C square into RL square plus omega square into L square, and at the numerator it will be 1 upon omega C into RL square plus omega square L square minus omega L into minus omega L into RC square plus omega square C square. 1 by omega square C square will be equal to 0. Clear? So from here your terms will be like this: RL square divided by omega C plus omega L square C, L square divided by C minus RC square omega L minus L divided by omega C square will be equal to 0. Minus L divided by omega C square will be equal to 0. So now what will you do? You see these two terms, compare these two terms. Here it is. If you take these two terms, so from here if you take omega L as common, so here it will be omega L into L by C minus RC square plus minus, here it is minus, now here you are taking 1 by omega C as common. For these two terms you are taking 1 by omega C as common, so here it will be 1 upon omega C into L by C minus, here it is RL square, RL square will be equal to 0. Clear? So from here you get omega L into L by C minus RC square equal to 1 upon omega C into L by C minus RL square. So from here if you write the expression for omega, so omega is coming from here, the value of omega is coming 1 upon under root LC into L by C minus RL square divided by L by C minus RC square. L by C minus RC square. So this is the expression. This is the expression for omega equal to omega naught, that is resonant frequency. This is the expression for resonant frequency in this circuit. Clear? So now you see one more thing. If RL and RC are equal, then these two terms will be cancelled out, and at that time your resonant frequency will be equal to 1 upon under root LC. Clear? That means the resonant frequency will be similar to that of the series RLC or parallel RLC circuit. Clear? So I am writing, if RL is equal to RC, then omega naught will be equal to 1 upon under root LC. Clear? So this is about the condition of resonance, expression of resonance frequency in this circuit. Now let us discuss some numericals, that means previous year GATE questions asked on the topic resonance. Your first question is asked in GATE 93. Get 93 electrical engineering. It is given L, C, here it is C. The values are given 10 ohm, 4 Henry, 1 farad and 1 farad. You have to find the value of resonant frequency. You have to find the value of resonant frequency. So let us see how to find resonant frequency. Clear? Here you see the resistance is connected in series with this whole branch. This whole branch. So for this whole branch, if you go to find the value of impedance of this whole branch, so what will be the value? Impedance of this whole branch will be equal to, its impedance is J 4 omega. Here it will be 1 upon J. Here it will be 1 upon J. Here it will be 1 upon J omega. Here also it will be 1 upon J omega. So total Z, if you write total Z, so it will be 10 plus this Z. If you represent the whole term by Z, so this Z will be equal to this one. Now if you write the expression for Z, so here it will be, these two branches are connected in parallel. So if these branches are connected in parallel, so for upper branch, here it will be J4 omega plus 1 upon J omega. Clear? Now it will be in parallel to 1 upon J omega. It will be in parallel to 1 upon J omega. Clear? So now if you write the value, it will be J4 omega plus 1 upon J omega into 1 upon J omega divided by J4 omega plus 2 upon J omega plus 2 upon J omega. So from here you get Z will be equal to, here it will be 4 plus, here it is coming, you see J4, J omega will be cancelled out in the first term, and in second term, here it will be, in the second term it will be 1 by J, that means J square. So here it will be 1 by J into 1 by J, that means minus 1. So here it will be minus 1 upon omega square divided by we will have the terms in the denominator like J4 omega plus 2 upon J omega. This is Z. So now if you write the Z effective will be equal to how much? 10 plus Z. So 10 plus 4 minus 1 upon omega square divided by J4 omega plus 2 upon J omega. Now you have to separate the real terms and imaginary terms. First one is real term plus 4 minus J omega. Now you can take J as common. So if you are taking J as common, or if you are multiplying the 4 minus, here it is 1 upon omega square. If you are multiplying the numerator and denominator by J, so here it will be minus 4 omega plus 2 upon omega. So what do you see? This term is your imaginary term. So at resonance, imaginary term is equal to 0. Imaginary term is 0. It means 4 minus 1 upon omega square will be equal to 0. From here you write 4 equal to 1 upon omega square, or omega will be equal to 1 by 2 radian per second. Omega will be equal to 1 by 2 radian per second. Now remember one thing. Now only the maximum questions are numerical answer type questions that are being asked in GATE examination. So now in the question itself they will write its frequency, resonant frequency in radian per second will be, or they will write you its resonant frequency in hertz will be. So if they are writing, they are asking you to find the frequency in hertz, then you will have to convert this omega into hertz. That means omega is equal to 2 pi f. So you will have to divide by 2 pi. Then only you can write the answer. Otherwise your answer will be wrong if they are asking you in hertz. Clear? So let us see one more question. Let us see one more question. See, the question was asked in GATE 94 electrical engineering. It is given that resistor, inductor, there is a capacitor R, L, C. Now they are asking you, at resonance circuit behaves like, at resonance circuit behaves like, first option is short circuit, second option is open circuit, third option is pure resistor which value much higher, third option is pure resistor of value R, and fourth option is, option D is pure resistor of value much higher than R. So now what we have to do? Now we have to check at resonance the circuit will be behave like what. So let us see how to write the expression at resonance. So here again we will write, come to the solution. Here these two branches are connected in parallel. So we will write for Y. We will write for Y because parallel branches are there. So here it will be 1 upon R plus j omega L plus j omega C plus j omega C. So from here you get R minus j omega L divided by R square plus omega square L square, R square plus omega square L square plus j omega C plus j omega C. Clear? So from here you get Y is equal to, separate the real and imaginary terms, omega square L square plus j into omega C minus omega L divided by R square plus omega square L square. Clear? Omega square L square. Now they are asking, at the resonance the circuit is behaving like. So at resonance what happens? At resonance imaginary term is equal to 0. So if the imaginary term at resonance is equal to 0, then what will be Y? Then Y will be equal to, simply admittance will be simply R square plus omega square L square. That means impedance at that condition will be equal to 1 by Y, and it is equal to R square plus omega square L square divided by R. If you simplify it, it will be omega square L square divided by R. So this is the value of impedance of the circuit at resonant frequency. At resonance, impedance is equal to R plus omega square L square divided by R. So first thing, it is clear that it is neither short circuit nor open circuit. Third option is pure resistor of value R. So it is behaving like a pure resistor because only real term is there. There is no any imaginary term. So here this circuit is behaving like pure resistor, but its value is not R only. Here its value is R plus omega square L square by R. So here you see the fourth option is given pure resistor of value much higher than R. This option is correct because omega square L squared by R, it is much higher. You know quality factor is equal to omega naught L by R. So quality factor itself is much greater than 1. So you will see the whole term will be much greater than R. So that's why fourth option is correct. Clear? These are very conceptual questions, and the resonance itself is a conceptual concept. This is the conceptual topic. Third question, asked in GATE 95. It is given a series RLC circuit. The values are given R, L and C. 10 ohm, 0.01 Henry, and here C is equal to 100 millifarad. You have to write quality factor is equal to what? You have to write the expression for quality factor. So if you write the expression for quality factor in series RLC circuit, so in series RLC circuit, you know quality factor is equal to 1 by R under root L by C. That means 1 by 10 under root L is 0.01 divided by C. 100 millifarad you can write it 0.1 farad. So here it is 1 by 10 into, here it will be 10, something like this. Clear? So from here you can write, you will get Q equal to 0.03. From here you will get Q equal to 0.03. This will be the answer. Come to fourth question. It was asked in GATE 1999. It is given that a series RLC circuit when excited by 10 volt sinusoidal source. They are giving you a series RLC circuit and this is being excited by a 10 volt RMS source. Its RMS value is 10 volt of variable frequency and its frequency is variable, exhibits resonance at 100 Hz. They have given it exhibits resonance as 100 Hz. That means F naught is given 100 Hz. Since the unit is Hz, so that's why it is F naught. It is not omega naught. Clear? And has a 3 dB bandwidth of 5 Hz. Has a 3 dB bandwidth. 3 dB bandwidth. So what is the meaning of 3 dB bandwidth? 3 dB means it is nothing but cutoff frequency. So they are giving you the simply bandwidth. So we can write BW, or you can also write del W. It is equal to del omega is equal to 5 Hz. So now what they are asking? They are asking you the voltage across the inductor is. Then at resonance, voltage across inductor is how much? This value they have given 10 volt plus minus 10 volt. V equal to plus minus 10 volt. They are asking you the value of VL. So how can you find VL? So see what is the relation between V and VL. So you have defined one term quality factor. It is equal to energy stored divided by energy dissipated. Here if it 10 volt, here also it will be 10 volt across the resistor. So Q is equal to VL divided by V. So VL is equal to, from here you can write VL equal to Q into V. So you don't know the value of quality factor Q, but you know F naught, you know del F, you know del F. So from here if you write quality factor Q, Q naught will be equal to, you know, it is equal to omega naught by del omega, or it can also be written as F naught divided by del F. So F naught is equal to 100 divided by 5. So here it is equal to 20. So you got quality factor equal to 20. So if quality factor is 20, then this term Q will be equal to, then VL will be equal to how much? VL equal to 20 into 10. So here it will be equal to 200 volt. So 200 volt will be the answer of this question. 200 volt will be the answer of this question. Fifth question. It was asked in GATE 2001. They have given in a series RLC circuit at resonance the magnitude of voltage developed across the capacitor is. Clear? They have given in a series RLC circuit at resonance the magnitude. They are asking you the magnitude of voltage developed across the capacitor is. Here it is V and the condition is resonance. So at resonance condition, what is the value of magnitude of voltage across VC? The option they have given is always 0, can never be greater than input voltage. Third option is it can be greater than input voltage but it is 90 degree out of phase. Fourth option is it is in phase with voltage. So what do you know? You know that if you are applying V here, so voltage across resistor will be appeared as V at resonance. But what about this voltage? This voltage will be far greater than V. So that means VC is much higher than V and it is out of phase by 90 degree with supply. Because you know power factor is unity. If the power factor is unity, so current is also at angle 0 degree, voltage is also at angle 0 degree. So now if you write the voltage across VC, so VC will be equal to how much? Minus J by omega C into I. So here if you write minus J by omega C, that means it is exactly 90 degree out of phase of this V. Clear? Next, sixth question. See the sixth question. Question number 6. Question number 6, it was asked in GATE 2011. They have given inductor, capacitor, resistor, one more resistor, and there is the voltage source. 1 sin t. Here it is 1 sin t. Here it is the resistor 1 ohm. Here it is 1 ohm. Here 1 Henry, 1 farad. Given that this current is IT, this current is IT. So now you have to write the value of IT. You have to write RMS value of IT. So let us see what will be the RMS value of IT. You have to write RMS of IT. The circuit is given. So look at this circuit. The supply is 1 sin t. Supply is V equal to 1 sin t. If it is 1 sin t, that means omega is equal to 1. That means omega is equal to 1. So if it is equal to 1, then when you write j omega L, so here you write simply j1. So here what will you write? Here you will write minus j1. Clear? And these two values will be constant because resistors are independent of frequency. So now what do we see? The total impedance of this branch will be equal to how much? J1 minus J1 will be equal to 0. That means for this supply, this branch is acting as short circuit. For this supply, this branch is acting as short circuit. So if this is short circuited branch, then the current IT will directly flow through this one. This current will not flow through this 1 ohm resistor because this is having some resistance and you are already getting a short circuit path. So next, if you have to write the expression for current IT, so for current IT there will be one resistor in the path, so current IT expression will be 1 sin t by 1, so here it is sin t ampere. Now they are asking you RMS value of IT. So what will be the RMS value? See, this is the peak value. So RMS value will be equal to how much? 1 upon root 2. That means peak divided by root 2 is equal to RMS value. Is equal to RMS value. Clear? So let us discuss one more question. See, this question was asked in GATE 2015. They have given you the circuit like this. L, C, current I is flowing through the circuit and the total impedance is Z. They are saying as frequency of current I is increased, the impedance Z of the network varies as. They are given some curves. The first curve they have given, this is Z, this is omega, or this is F. This is inductive, this is capacitive. Second option they have given, this is inductive, this is capacitive, this is capacitive. Z versus F. And two more options are given like, third option they have given like this one, fourth option they have given like this one. Clear? So let us see which option will be correct for this question. That means you have to plot the graph for Z versus F. So come to the solution. Plot Z versus F. So let's write the expression for Z. So here it is j omega L. Here it is 1 upon j omega C. Here it is 1 upon j omega C. So if you write Z, so Z will be equal to j omega L into j omega L. These two branches are in parallel. So here it will be j omega L into 1 upon j omega C divided by j omega L plus 1 upon j omega C. So from here Z is coming L by C divided by j omega L plus 1 upon j omega C. Or you can write, take j as common. So here it will be j into omega L plus omega L. Here it is, if you are taking j as common, so here j is at denominator. So when it is coming at numerator, it will be minus j. So here it is omega L minus 1 upon omega C. So now what will happen? 1 by j will become equal to minus j. So the term z will be equal to minus j into L by C divided by omega L minus 1 upon omega C. Clear? Omega L upon 1 minus omega C. Now we have to check the variations of frequency. So you see here, this is the critical frequency, omega L minus, see the whole term is, the term is imaginary but the term is negative. But term is negative, that means minus 1 by j is multiplied at the numerator. So omega L minus 1 upon omega C, this is the critical term, this is the critical term. So if this term is greater than 0, Suppose this term is, or let's start with less than 0. If this term is less than 0, that means this term will be less than 0. It is already negative. So negative negative will become positive. So negative negative will become positive. That means at this condition, Z will be what? Z will be your inductive. Here it is minus. When it is minus, it is capacitive reactance. But here, if omega L is less than 1 by omega C, then denominator will also become negative. So negative negative positive. So that means Z will become inductive. Z will become inductive. So if Z becomes inductive, then you can write, then what can you do? You can write omega L is less than 1 upon omega C, or from here you write omega is less than 1 upon under root LC. That means 1 by omega equal to 1 by upon under root LC. That means this is the frequency omega equal to 1 upon under root LC. So 1 upon under root LC is the boundary condition. If the frequency is less than 1 by under root LC, then it will be behaving like inductive. Then Z will be inductive. So in the first option, what do you see? First option, if omega is less than 1 by under root LC, so here it is capacitive. Here it is given capacitive. That means first option is 100% wrong. First option is 100% wrong. Come to second option. Second option, the first half is given inductive, second half is given positive. That means this option may be correct. Further we will have to check the graph. Now see, if omega L is greater than 1 upon omega C, then the whole term will be, Z will be capacitive. Now what will be the value of impedance at omega equal to 1 by under root LC? So when these two terms are equal, the impedance will be infinity. So there will be the boundary. So up to the boundary it is correct. Now we have to check for the graph. See, if omega is minimum, omega is less than, that means suppose omega is equal to omega is just greater than 0. Omega is just greater than 0. You see, the moment omega is equal to 1 by under root LC, omega is infinity. Now what do you see? You see here, if omega L is less than, if here it is given omega L minus 1 upon omega C. So here what will happen? Here C will be in microfarad and here L will be in some millihenry. So here what happens, that if omega is less, then the whole term Z will be less, and you started increasing omega, this will move towards infinity. Similarly, come to right side. When omega is equal to 1 by under root LC, it will move to minus infinity, and the moment omega is increasing, again this value will start decreasing, and finally it will reach towards 0. So second option is 100% correct. This option is not possible. This option is also not possible, because at omega equal to 1 by under root LC, the value of impedance is given 0. So that option is also incorrect. Clear? So let us discuss one more problem. It was asked in GATE 2007 in electrical engineering. The circuit is given to you. This is 1 ohm, this is 1 farad, this is 0.1 Henry. Clear? Now we have to find omega naught, that means resonant frequency in radian per second. So let us see how to find. Let us see how to find. Here you see its impedance will be j 0.1 omega, that means j omega L. Here it will be 1 by j omega c. So 1 by j1. Here it is 1. So if you write, see, you are connecting a supply across this terminal. So you see inductor is connected in series with this branch. So first let us write the impedance of this branch. Suppose this impedance is Z. So Z is equal to how much? These two branches are in parallels. 1 into, here it is minus j divided by 1 minus j. So minus j divided by 1 minus j is the impedance of this branch. Now omega term will also be there, minus j omega. So here it will be minus j omega. Here it will be minus j omega. So minus j omega divided by minus j omega. Clear? So now what we do? Now you write complete z. So z equivalent will be equal to how much? It will be equal to sum of these two impedances. So j 0.1 omega minus j omega divided by 1 minus j omega divided by 1 minus j omega. So here you can write into 1 plus j omega divided by 1 plus j omega. So from here it will be j 0.1 omega minus denominator will be 1 plus omega square. At the numerator it will be j omega minus omega square. J omega minus omega square. So let us bring the real terms and imaginary terms together. So real term is this one. So here it is minus omega square by 1 plus omega square, and the imaginary term is plus j into 0.1 omega minus omega divided by 1 plus omega square. Omega divided by 1 plus omega square. Now what will you do? You will make this imaginary term equal to 0. This imaginary term will be equal to 0. So at resonance imaginary term is equal to 0. That means here it will be 0.1 omega will become equal to omega upon 1 plus omega square. That means 0.1 omega plus 0.1 omega. So here you see omega is being cancelled. So from here you can write 0.1 plus 0.1 omega square will be equal to 1. From here 0.1 omega square will be equal to 0.9. From here omega is equal to 3. So omega is equal to 3 radian per second. So this is the value of resonant frequency of this circuit. Clear? Now let us come to the conclusion. If any parallel networks are given to you, and they are asking you to find the value of resonant frequency, so what will you do? For parallel network, you will have to take admittance. Suppose it is R1, it is L1, R2, L2, R2. This is C3, R3. So from here, what will you do? You will have to write admittance, and admittance. If you write admittance, so admittance equal to how much? Here it will be 1 upon R1 plus 1 upon R2 plus j omega L2. Similarly, here you will write 1 upon R3 plus 1 upon j omega C3. So you will simplify and you will make imaginary terms equal to 0. That means here, to simplify this expression, you write here, you will multiply denominator and numerator by R2 minus j omega L2. Here you will multiply by R3 minus 1 by j omega C3. So by this way you can solve the parallel type of branches. Now you are having this type of branch R, L, and suppose they are giving you the branch like this one. They are giving you the branch like this one. Now they are asking you to find the resonant frequency. So here this is the series circuit. Basically this is combination of series and parallel circuit, but overall this circuit will be in series. That means first you will have to find the equivalent impedance of this parallel network, and then you will add this with this one, and then you will find the total. You will find the total value of. From here you will make imaginary term equal to 0, and from there you can find resonant frequency. Clear? So by this way we simplified the topic of resonance. I discussed the previous year gate questions asked on this topic. Clear? So in the next video lecture I will discuss how to find the average power dissipation, in AC circuits, because in gate examinations from sinusoidal AC analysis generally two types of questions are being asked. The one type is they will ask you from resonance. Second thing is they will give you simply a AC circuit. They will ask you to find either the current, or most of the time they will ask you to find the value of average power dissipated. Clear? So to find average power dissipated, we'll see the concept in the next video lecture.